Well, hello. This is a shameless plug for money from Castwave Studios. I'm Justin Eisenstadt.
I'm Colin Cactus.
I'm Sean Holmes.
And I'm Benjamin Bruce.
And you just got to the part where we beg you for money.
As you can see from this static in the background, we are in need of new equipment. A new mixer, new cables, and an array of other materials that are listed on this website.
You may know us as the members of Boldly Going Nowhere. You may also know us as the members of Stephen and the Hawkings. You may also know us as just a bunch of nerds who have a lot of bold ambitions and ideas, but don't have a lot of scratch to back it up.
We need your help to build a studio. Right now we have, as you can see by the photo, we have 2 tin cans attached by a string, and this is how we are recording things.
And we have to pass the cans back and forth.
It's an impediment to try to be professional and using an aluminum Campbell's can.
Yeah. You might say we have a speech impediment, and that impediment is money. So let me tell you a little story. About 3 years ago, Colin and I decided that we were going to do a podcast. This was after I had just previously ended my very first podcast, Very Thin Ice. And shout out to Evan, who is also now an official BGN correspondent. Colin and I had no idea what we were doing.
Nope.
We had no equipment. What we had was my laptop and 2 $20 headset microphones purchased from Best Buy.
And gumption.
A lot of gumption. Gumption's still there.
Fire, verve, spirit, moxie.
Chutzpah was what we're
Chutzpah.
Colin and I started this. We had no idea what we were doing. All we knew is that we like to talk and make each other laugh, and we thought maybe other people will find our ramblings entertaining. That is still up for debate, but the fact that 3 years ago we were sitting in my bedroom talking into headset mics on a laptop, and now 3 years later we have actual microphones?
We strive to make it our above all goal to enrich local communities with quality entertainment and advertising through the means of film, radio, and other web-based outreach. Our main goal is to support a local community through documentary film and podcast services. For those who may not know, a podcast is a streamable and downloadable internet video show. A lot of people still don't know what podcasting is, and it really amazes me because I'll be like, hey, you should check out my podcast. Oh, podcast? What?
What's a podcast?
Did you break your arm? Did the HMO pay for it? No, I didn't get a cast. I didn't break my arm. No, it's a podcast, and then trying to explain that to him. So essentially, it's a downloadable internet radio show.
Yeah, and podcast really right now it's still like the Wild West. It's still being it's still being claimed. The plots of lands are just open for to being claimed, and we're trying to claim our spot within the podcast community.
Podcasting is sort of the next evolutionary step of radio.
Whether you want to admit it or not, you still need your eyes and your hands to drive. But just listening to, FM radio and AM radio, which are stock filled with pointless commercials that are quite annoying.
Let me just testify to that because I worked at an FM radio station. I was an intern at 98 Rock, Baltimore's rock station, 97.9 FM. It was a fun couple months, and it was a couple of months that made me realize that I had absolutely zero desire to work in commercial radio for a career. And I knew that as silly and trivial as this right now, what we're doing, seems, it is anything but. Because this is where communication is headed. And I don't mean to oversell that, but it's true. This is what is relevant. This is what really speaks to you, the listener, and we are not just some shills for a corporation. We're not here to sell anything to you but our ideas.
And right now, we are commercial-free for that exact fact. I will not promise that we will stay non-commercial. We will not have outside people have their commercials that they produce intersecting in our free podcast, and we'll keep it free for your listeners. We are going to accept advertisers from local businesses, but podcasting, it's free, it's easy to download, there's a bunch of them to choose from. Why support this one? Because we support local.
Boldly Going Nowhere. Isn't it about time, America?